correctly stated that even though he qualified the team, he didn't coach them for one or two reasons. Guided Portugal to the knockout phase in 2010, took charge of Iran at both the 2014 and 2018 tournaments. He has also held coaching roles in Egypt, Oman, Japan, and Qatar, and is expected to bring all this experience during the World Cup. Now, Carlos Queiroz's work begins immediately to prepare the Black Stars for the World Cup, which starts on the 11th of June. Ghana will play its first group game on the 17th of June 2026 in Toronto before taking on England and Croatia in the subsequent group matches. Now, Ghana's first game is against Panama in that particular World Cup. Let me read a couple of quotes from Carlos Queiroz, and then we'll get to the line, take some reactions, and then we'll proceed from there. Now, Carlos Queiroz, in his first message to Ghanaians, as published by the GFA, said, quote, "It is with a deep sense of gratitude to the GFA responsibility and humility that I embrace this new chapter with the national football team of Ghana. Football has given me a lifetime of challenges, lessons, and unforgettable journeys all over the world. Today, I accept this mission with the same passion and commitment that have guided me throughout my career. Ghana is a nation of talent, pride, and a footballing soul. I arrive with respect for its history and belief in its future. Together, with unity, discipline, and ambition, we will work to honor the expectations of a great football nation. This is not just another job, it is a mission, and I'm ready to give everything of my experience and knowledge once again in service of the game and happiness of the people. So the future, signed Carlos Queiroz. Really a quick comment and then I go to the line. Christopher Nimley is joining
Have you heard of Project 2010?
Project 2010?
Yeah, Project 2010. So when you go to the United States of America, there's something called Project 2010. Now, it was a blueprint that the United States Soccer Federation executives created around 1998, thereabout, before the World Cup.
Okay.
Now, the document was supposed to make sure that by 2010, the United States of America would be credible contenders to win the World Cup. Okay. So between 98 and 2010, there was a plan to get USA to have a formidable national team that could challenge for the World Cup title.
Okay.
By 2010.
Okay.
Now, Carlos Queiroz, what they call the Q report, Carlos Queiroz was the man who they contacted to help them put that document together.
Okay.
So if you pay attention to the United States football story, between 98 and 2010, they were very competitive. You get it?
Yeah.
Until we found a way to discipline them each time we met them.
Yes.
You know. So, and at that time we saw a lot of American players spring up. All of those things they put down to the document Project 2010 that Carlos Queiroz had a heavy hand in creating.
Okay. Let me go to the line, right? Our friend and brother Christopher Nimley is joining us, coach, football analyst, and for those who do not know, full-time chemistry teacher.
Yes. And a full-time critic of Utuado.
Anyway, Chris, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm very well, my brother. The good Lord has been very good to myself and family.
Yes, we thank God for that. Your thoughts on this? The new man is Carlos Queiroz. According to the GFA, he will handle the Black Stars at the World Cup. At least for now, that is the focus of his scope of work, or that is what he has been assigned to do with the Black Stars team. Your thoughts on this appointment? Right one, wrong one. Where do you stand on this?
To be honest with you, I think where we've gotten to, the idea of any appointment being wrong should be put to bed for now.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, it's about Ghana, it's about the Black Stars of Ghana. And whoever is given the job, I think that person will want to step into the position, looking at the task ahead, and go and give out his best. So personally, that had to be a coach. And time was not a friend. It was a matter of exigency, a matter of urgency that warranted a coach walking in and taking charge of what we will be doing. And as a result, that started, or that had to start immediately. So if you look at whoever the job has been given to, Carlos Queiroz, as a Manchester United supporter, I think I've always had that soft spot for him, basically because he helped Manchester United at the time get hold of Cristiano Ronaldo. But for him, Ronaldo would have gone to Arsenal. But Alex Ferguson could leverage on the fact that he's a Portuguese who was at one of the biggest clubs in the world, and therefore they could use him to get to Ronaldo's parent and make sure Arsene Wenger didn't get the boy. Having said that, if you look at his body of work, since he, apart from, I think he was most successful as a coach when he deputized Alex Ferguson. But whenever he's been given the job to go out there and work on his own, I remember he coaching Real Madrid. It didn't turn out right. I think he was sacked after a season or two. He came back to Alex Ferguson, continued the trade, and Man United happened to go all out, and then they won that the league and the Champions League in 2008. And then, having said that again, if you look at what he did or what he has done as a national team coach, he's had staying with the Portuguese, had staying with Iran, had staying with what? Egypt. On all occasions, even with South Africa, if you look at the talent or the quality of players given to him, I wouldn't say he did not achieve, but I would say maybe he could have done better. That is where I am worried, because in those jobs, he had time to work with the team. He had time to improve the quality of the team that he was coaching. In the case of the Black Stars, that time is not there. Goodness me, I am very much aware that during the interview, he was asked, has he any idea of our team? Nathan, he said, no, this is an information you know. Or he didn't show any clear knowledge of the Black Stars team. So virtually, he's now going to learn on our players. One thing that is not in doubt, which he clearly stated in the statement he released through the Ghana Football Association, is that this country has got immense talent. I know he will know some of our top players like Semenyo, Thomas Partey. I'm sure by now he will be beating his head and asking, oh my goodness, I wish Mo Kudus was fully fit, because this is another player that I could have added, I could have used to actually strengthen my team, and he would have been one of my biggest weapons. Apart from that, he will be looking at the Black Stars team immediately, going through all the clips of the team, throughout the games of Otuado. One thing that I hope and pray he does not come and mimic is for him to come and do that back three, back five sort of system, because I'll be shocked, because we don't have the players in our national team to do that system. And with his pedigree, he actually understands the attributes of players who should be in that system. And I'm not sure that if you looked at our team, you will realize that we don't have proper right wing backs, and even our three center backs are just not comfortable on the ball. They are not ball playing, ball passing center back, which in their recovery is not the best. So he will look at all these things and then he will adjust. I believe again that with his level of experience, one thing that he will quickly want to do is to look at the strength of the team and play to the strength of the team. You see, it is better when you don't have time coaching the players through their strength. Acknowledge that this is their strength. Because if you can coach a team to its strength, you tend to limit the limitations or the weaknesses of the team. Because once your strengths are showing up predominantly in whatever you do, then it means that you are on the way to achieving good things. I am happy that finally the coaching issue has been brought to bed. I'm happy that we've got a man who is going to walk into that dressing room and is going to command absolute respect from everybody. If you are a Thomas Partey, if you are a Kudus, if you are a Jiku, if you are a Jordan Ayew, you listen to instructions. That is the sort of authority that, in my view, Carlos Queiroz will bring on board. A coach who's worked with the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, the likes, you can mention all those big name players, the likes of Paul Scholes. Look, mention them. He's seen it all as a manager. And because of that, he walks into that dressing room completely and absolutely in charge. My only worry again, I wish he had enough time. Otuado should have been sacked long ago Imagine if we had gotten somebody like Carlos Queiroz in those 2 friendly games, or in those 4 friendly games, the one against Japan, Korea, the one against Germany, Austria. But then he would have seen our players in front of him, up front, and then he would have said, okay, this is the strength of my team. I just hope that because of his experience, he would then be able to quickly look at the clips of the team and then acknowledge the weaknesses and do whatever he can to limit them. His ideology, or the way he goes about his game, is clearly a defensive coach. But he will look at the strength of our team and look, this team don't know how to play under pressure. So why invite pressure onto them? Why set them up in the way that will mean that they'll be under the light for as long as possible in games? Why don't we unleash Antoine Semenyo? Why don't we unleash the likes of Kamadi, unleash the likes of Thomas Partey? Why Callum Yurichi is burning? The oxygen in Callum Yurichi needs to be bent, and so why don't we unleash this boy in his right position, and hopefully it will work for the betterment of the Black Stars. You spoke about the fact that, again, he's a goalkeeper, or he was a goalkeeper during his time. Although, if you go through his goalkeeper,
yeah, I mean, he didn't have the greatest professional career as a
goalkeeper, but he understands the rudiment, the basics of who a solid goalkeeper should be. No two ways about that. He might not have demonstrated that as a goalkeeper when he was playing a game, but for the fact that he's worked with the likes of Ike Casillas, the likes of Van der Sar, you can mention all the top goalkeepers that he's worked with. The Egyptian goalkeeper, one of the best I have seen in the continent for a very, very long time. He's worked with all these guys, and for me, it will inform him on who the goalkeeper is going to be. When my brother talks about Lawrence Atizigi, I beg to differ. The whole Ghana knows Lawrence Atizigi was unearthed by Coach Nimley. I don't think Atiz should be the number 1. From what I have seen of him, I don't think he's up there with anybody when it comes to who the number 1 choice of the Blacks. I don't know why the FA has still not contacted the boy in Holland. That is it, AZ Akma goalkeeper. It is shocking to me. We should have been doing everything. Come on, call these guys. You're going to be coached by Carlos Queiroz at the World Cup. Call Hodgson Odoi. Is Carlos Queiroz taking you to the World Cup? Against England, when Toto Aloti, Thomas Tuchel, stands on the bench and touchline, and when he turns to his left-hand side, there is Carlos Queiroz, a man that is going to get Thomas Tuchel to worry. When the Croatian coach stands on the touch line and he turns to his right-hand side, this is Carlos Queiroz, the man who has seen it all, the man who has been there at the topmost level. You don't coach Real Madrid if you're not a top coach. You don't go and deputize to Sir Alex Ferguson if you're not somebody who can contribute something to the progress of your team. So now we've gotten ourselves a coach, in my view, who would get our opponent coach to worry, because he has what it takes tactically to respond to things that they will be doing on the day, and that we will need that is immensely to be able to make an impact at the World Cup. But I want to know from the Ghana Football Association, and I'm very sure that for the respect I have for Carlos Queiroz, he will be bringing his own backroom staff. This is one thing that we've not been told. Carlos Queiroz, at his age, how old is he? 73 years.
He's 73
He's not 73 years, of course. He needs to bring people who understands the methodology with which he goes about doing his work.
From what we are told, he'll be bringing some people. I think he'll be bringing 4 people, I think, to the back room. I'm not sure, but he will have the liberty of bringing some people to assist him.
Exactly, he should, because this is not that we don't have time where it's even simple communication to get things done between him and his backroom staff will be dilly-dallied upon, because the clarity of thought and the direction of instructions will not be clear between them. He should be allowed to bring in people who, when he talks once, he doesn't even need to talk. A little sign language, because he's worked with them, because they know the way he goes about his job. A simple coaching sign language, get them to understand what he means, and they go there quickly without delay. It is implemented, and our boys are responding positively to the tactical instructions. We want that to be the norm of the day. So please, Keto Kreku, John Pencil, Desmond Affair, everybody who is there should all be cleared for there. Desmond is a good friend. He should go and be given the under 20. I still believe he has an unfinished business at the under 20 level of Ghana. He could be the coach for the future. But at the stage where we are going, I don't think he's ready to impact tactically on who his boss is. It is Carlos Queiroz. So if you don't take his presence alone, it's going to overshadow you and you will not be able to think right. These things happen. These are natural phenomena if you are not up to the standard that is being required or that is being demanded at that level. But if the man who stands by Alex Ferguson, there were times where Fergie sat in the technical area and we saw countless times that Carlos Queiroz would drop down onto the touchline and the likes of Rankings, the likes of Port Scholes, the likes of Vidic, the likes of Ferdinand all responded to his tactical instruction, and United benefited. So we are looking, or we should be looking at the situation where nothing should stand in the man's way. If he's accepted to do this job, nothing should stand in his way. And I hope that his presence will bring some form of positivity to our team. And my last advice to Keto Kreku, maybe before you ask me your next question, the statement that said that no coach worth his salt will be allowed to select players into the national team unless I, Keto Kreku, is part of the decision makers. Even if I'm incapacitated, I will send somebody that I trust to be part of that technical and tactical decision. Please, Mr. President, GFA President, my very good friend, Carlos Queiroz is not your mate. Carlos Queiroz is not Zeke Akono. Carlos Queiroz is not Otto Addo. Carlos Queiroz is not Milovan Rajvac. This is Carlos Queiroz. For the sake of dignity, for the sake of respect, for the sake of respect for the people of this country, Mr. Keto Kreku, the president of the Ghana Football Association, the best friend of Coach Christopher Nimley, please stay in your lane and allow the man, together with his technical team, to do his work. If I were you, immediately I'll go on air, maybe call my good brother Gareth Smith, sit down with him again and retract that unfortunate statement that meant that you will always be involved in selecting players into all loving what is happening, because finally we have a coach of pedigree who will go out there and make a claim. But having said that again, nobody should put Carlos Queiroz under any pressure. I sit here today on your station and I'm hoping and praying that he will have what it takes to get the Blasters at least to step out of that group and go into the next stage of the tournament. Everything or anything in addition to that, in my view, will be considered a bonus. That is my initial submission.
Okay. Finally, you spoke about Queiroz and how he has to get ready for the World Cup. Whoever we chose would have faced the same dilemma, not having to coach the team, not having ever coached the team through qualifiers, and now you have to pick a team to go and handle the World Cup. How best should he prep? Because the very first time he gets to meet the team together is when the season ends and when they go and play that friendly against Wales. Even choosing a World Cup squad, he will choose the squad before even meeting or before seeing them play a competitive game. How should he go about this very peculiar, challenge of putting a team together he doesn't know, a team he has never worked with, but he has to name a 26-man squad for the World Cup in the US, Canada, and Mexico?
This is Sporty
I think it is sad, but look, the job must be done. That's why I've said that nobody should put any pressure on him. You stay away. I'm sure tactically, technically, he's going to call or he's going to sit with his backroom staff and he's going to call for all the clips of the Black Stars in all the games, I'm sure, from the AFCON that we didn't qualify to, through to the World Cup qualification games, through to the previous World Cup, because he needs to see some of the players under tournament conditions. He will call for the AFCON, the one in Cote d'Ivoire. I'm sure if the other people are listening, These are the things that they should be making available to the man. And once he sits with his technical team, I think they will have enough time. In a day, they can watch not less than 3-4 games, at least twice or repeatedly 3 times. And then notes, tactical notes, technical notes will be prepared on each and every player. And I'm very certain after that, don't forget, he doesn't have any major idea of our team, but he knows some of our big players. So there will be some of the job will be made relatively easy by the presence or by the availability and the performances of some of our players. For example, I'm not sure he's going to struggle to select Thomas Partey, Antoine Semenyo, Jordan Ayew, and Tiku, and those guys. I think this Black Stars team have 10 players. I think decisions on
Sporty FM.
It is the others that comes in to make up the team. So therefore, as a very experienced coach, he's got his way of, and you are listening to me, and you are playing anywhere in the world, this is your chance. Show this man that you have what it takes to be part of that team. My only worry again is with the local players. I'm not sure he's going to stay in Ghana during the period to monitor all our local players. That is why everybody should stay away. If you're not a technical man, don't get involved in this. Allow him. Let him feel the clips of our team. You watch them under pressure. You watch them when things are very easy, especially in the AFCON. When you remember that last game where we had to get a result.
Yeah.
The one that, yes, these are the games that coaches will use. Test the temperament and the psychology of the players who is still around, who perform creditably in those very important games. So he'll fall on that. Apart from that, I don't trust the FA people. Even at the junior level, select players into our junior national team. It's about slot. They all have their slot. Go to Professor Ogun, go to his team. You see that the national under-17 team, Nathan, I'm putting this on record. The players selected into those teams, go and see the ESCO members, those who've got football teams. I'm a player, so now look at it. There are slots given to people. Please, it is bad. Don't bring your slotto behavior when it comes to the Black Stars. Even the man whose name is on his slot is being slaughtered left, right, center. So don't do that. Okay. It's not about slot. You don't have, for the fact that you are an ESCO member and you have a football team, it doesn't give you the license to have a slot in our national team. Stay away. If you love Ghana, you stay away. Let the Ghanaianness in you determine your action. Show a bit more love. Show a bit more transparency to how the Black Stars go on from here. We will support Carlos Queiroz. We will make sure the positivity around our team is top-notch, and we will ensure that anybody who stands in his way will be exposed. I've told them, I don't need to be part of their ESCO meeting, but whatever goes on there, I am told, for a very reliable source among yourself. We wish you guys all the best. Let's all come together, the ESCO, the Ghana Football Association, the people of this country, the government of the day who has a perfect opportunity to go and erase what happened in Brazil. This government, I'm saying, has a perfect opportunity to erase the embarrassment and disgrace from 2014. I'm happy it is under the same president. And knowing His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, he will show himself committed to the task and ready to make sure we go and deliver in America. This is America. And I'm happy that we are going there. Yes, not in the manner we would have preferred, but the Ghanaian will go out there and I trust in our players. They will commit themselves to the task and they will show proper delivery. They will die for the people of this country. I know it is Thomas Partey, last major tournament. Jordan Ayew's the last oxygen in them, they will release. and they will beg for the glory of Ghana. So we are ready for the world, and Carlos Queiroz will take us there. I don't have any doubt whatsoever. That would, although I also do admit that it is a very Herculean, difficult task. Under the circumstance, I wish it was better. I wish Carlos Queiroz had been brought on board long ago. But hey, it is what it is. So let's go and make the best out of the situation. And we hope that from these mistakes, decision makers will learn from this mistake. No more. My last point. I'm encouraging my sports minister, Honorable Kofi Idi Adams. So far, so very good. But the contract to the Mexico game is still being demanded. All the previous friendly games, I was told that I should relax, that budget or expenditure of those friendly games will be made available. None of them has been made available. I'm not going to lie low on this, and I'm going to encourage my brother Raymond, who seems to have gone quiet on these matters. That Ray, Fitamohe, Kajo, Kra, Nutumo, Emiachi. We are raising money. We are raising money. Fine. No, okay, our team, Mexico. If you are taking our team to Mexico and the indications are that it is alleged that the money involved is $1.2 million, we want to see the contract to that effect. We want to see how that money will be dispersed. So if some of that money can be brought into the fundraising to contribute to the upkeep and the progress of the Black Stars, why not? It will never happen. And I trust Honorable Kofi Idi Adams that he will call for those documents and Shikabaya Pepe, Rofenwo Bajo, you was about, you are Bajo Ghana. No more. If you don't have any question for me, I'll end it here.
All right, Chris, thank you so much. It looks like Raymond has a question. So
okay,
Ray, what is it?
Good.
Yes,
I'm not going to sleep on these matters. I am actively following some of these issues, and in due course, I'll make public my findings. So
I trust you. So we are on it. We are in it together. That's why I'm mentioning your name, because I know that when you and myself are on the same side, things will happen for the betterment of this country. God bless you, my brother. I'll be following the program. I'm grateful.
Chris, thank you so much. So that was Coach Christopher Nimley, coach, pundit, football analyst, and chemistry teacher. Yes. All right, Ray. So I don't know if you earlier you're saying all kinds of funny things about
Carlos Queiroz.
But this is where we are. So Carlos Queiroz has the job now.
Yeah.
It was a very interesting process picking him because so many names were mentioned. So many names came up.
Yeah.
Okay. This is what we do know, that the GFA were really, really looking around. Several conversations were happening all at the same time with different people. We do know that towards the end of last week, the GFA boss, Mr. Ketokweku, was even having conversations with Slaven Bilic to bring him in as Black Stars head coach. What was the difficult thing about all these conversations was money.
Yeah.
Money. That was the difficult thing really about all these conversations. Money. Because from what I heard, Ray, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, from what I heard, there was a cap on how much we were willing to pay.
Yeah.
But it looks like all the coaches we were speaking with were all charging amounts that were higher than the cap we were working with. So
and again, the other challenge was some of the coaches were not open to the initial 4 months period. So of course you'd look at your worth and say, well, if I'm supposed to manage a team I don't know anything about, and I have to take them to a tournament in 4 months, and my performance in that tournament will determine whether I get to stay or go. I mean, I wouldn't want to have a CV stained by such a job if things don't go well.
Yeah.
So again, some of the coaches were not very comfortable with the initial formats.
Yeah.
And so some of them wanted a longer contract. Some of them wanted to stay for long so that post the World Cup, they would build on whatever they achieved to actually move on. So all of those challenges came. But I think that on the part of those who brought in Carlos Queiroz, one thing was clear. Once his name came up, once he was willing, or once he expressed interest in the job, you look at his body of work, you look at his CV, and what he's done in football. It's a name that commands a lot of respect within the football space. So, Project Carlos Queiroz caught the eyes of almost everybody who was involved in the selection process. And that's why right from the start, his name kept coming up until last weekend when we started hearing Slaven Bilic and co. But he was top on the list based on his track record, based on his reputation, based on his experience on the continent. And that was key. And I think in a lot of the conversations we've had, I've been consistent on about one thing. They are appointing those who are going to make the appointment, or those who were in charge of finding a new coach for us, were heavy on the new manager's experience on the continent.
Okay.
Not because the World Cup, the World Cup is obviously not an AFCON, but understanding the African player, understanding how we play our football, our culture and all, would be important. I mean, if a coach has coached the South African national team, that's not too far. The culture you see there is not too far from what you find in the Black Stars team. Egypt may be different. Egypt may be a different kind of team. But South Africa brings you a bit closer to playing Ghana. So when Panama decide to play friendlies against South Africa, you can understand why they chose that kind of opponent. So Carlos Queiroz again take that box as a coach who's been around. Santos not been on the Africa continent. He's not been here. You again look at Paulo Bento, whose name also came up. Never really did any job here. Then Slaven Bilic as well, worked with African players, yes, including our good friend Edeayu, but never coached here. So again, most of those coaches had question marks. Tom St. Fit, I think that even before the announcement was made yesterday, there was widespread circulation of the fact that Tom St. Fit had been given the job. I don't know if you saw it.
No,
it was all over the place.
I didn't see that one.
Yes, and Tom St. Fit obviously would come in handy because of his body of work in Africa. Okay, and then Hervé Renard was talked about, but Hervé Renard's situation was a bit difficult. Still attached to Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia, despite all their troubles, were not ready to let him go. And all of the things that happened behind the scenes. So, again, you could actually tell that the handlers were looking for a coach who's been on the continent before. And then a coach who can come in and hit the ground running. Because of, or based on his experience. And based on where he's been before. So they bring in Carlos Queiroz because obviously, I mean, this is a coach who's worked with the Galacticos, Real Madrid back in the day. Can he manage egos? Can he look at Semenyo and tell him, look, I've dealt with players like Ronaldo, Scholes, Rooney, Giggs, Scholes, and co. So, I've won the Premier League 4 times. I've won the UEFA Champions League. You look at his players and tell them, look, you can't mess around here. I've coached Ronaldo. You understand? All of these players, I know Zinedine Zidane. So, you again look at that figure who walks into that dressing room and commands a lot of respect. The players look up to him and the players believe what he's going to teach them. The players believe what he wants them to do. They believe in the coach. Look, Nathan, you see, football is such that when players have confidence in a manager, it makes the work easy. Milo benefited from same. when he handled the Black Stars. The players believed in the coach and believed in his one goal project. And they did the business for him. Okay. Again, Kwesi Appiah had his moments. The players at a point had confidence in him. At a point they had their own issues. But
the voice of sport.
You could tell that one of the challenges Otto had with his team was the lack of belief. I don't think that the players believed very much in Otto Addo. I don't think that they were very confident in the manager they had. And it affected the team right from the AFCON qualification series. You understand? So Winfred Schaefer now comes in and now tries to bring the spirit back. So, and that's why a lot of people credit our qualification to the World Cup to Schaefer's support or whatever it was he came in to do, because even it was under Schaefer, Benjamin Asare was scouted and put in post as number 1.
Yeah,
Schaefer had quite a big role to play and giving Otto the confidence to be able to get these boys to perform.
Sporty FM.
So you have a manager in Carlos Queiroz who comes in, ticks all the boxes. His understanding of the game is up there. His tactics, many say he's defensive minded. Yes, but is that a style of play that has helped us in previous tournaments? Yes. Can he find a way to marry the two, being very defensive and try to pick his moments in games? Yes, of course. World Cup experience? Yes. Been at the World Cup with Iran on 3 occasions, despite the fact that he didn't get the kind of performance he wanted. I mean, of course, it was Iran. If you look at Iran, you talk about Sada Azmoun and Ali Daei. Those were the players he had there. Those were 2 of the biggest players he had in the squad. You remember? So again, you won't expect too much from Iran, but he got them to consistently be at the World Cup. So again,
and then he started bringing, players born outside Iran, and
yes,
all of those things.
Then he took Portugal to, I think, to the round of 2010. Yes, 2010. South Africa, he got South Africa to the World Cup, didn't take part. So you look at him as a coach who knows his stuff. He may not have been hugely successful in terms of winning laurels. You can only mention his Manchester United story, where he partnered Sir Alex Ferguson to deliver 4 Premier League titles and 1 Champions League. He was not the main man, but these are titles he has. Okay. On the international stage, he doesn't boast of too many titles, but he's known for managing
Sporty FM.
teams that may not have world-class talent, but trying to get them to consistently perform at a certain level. Iran, case in point. Egypt had a few stars in there, Mohamed Salah and the likes. He found a way to bring them together, got them to an AFCON final. Unfortunately, he couldn't win the title. Unfortunately, again with Egypt, he could not beat Senegal to qualify for the World Cup. All of those challenges were there. So I think that in Carlos Queiroz, we might see a bit of identity with how the team plays. We might see a clear plan with regards to how the team would play. His discipline, his efficient transitions, his organization, we'll talk about. And he's a disciplinarian. I mean, nobody walks into that dressing room and misbehaves with or messes up with Carlos Queiroz. And nobody goes into that team calling himself a star boy and possibly, doing what he or she doing what he wants in that
FM, the
so
voice of sport.
I think that looking at the time, looking at the number of days we have to our first game, you would need somebody who calms that dressing room. You need somebody who inspires that dressing room. You need somebody who gives the players confidence. You need somebody who would command respect. You need somebody who understands the game. He doesn't have too much time. Comes with his backroom staff, possibly a 4-man team or a 5-man team. hit the ground running, and we'll see how the World Cup goes for him. I think that the World Cup will not be a stage that would get him to panic because he's been there so many times. So we can only hope for the best. We can only hope for the best in terms of the players.
Sporty
Again,
FM.
he would have his own style of play and try to figure out which players would best fit his coaching philosophy. I think that he would maintain a core of Otuado's players. And he will not try to strike gold with some of the wild cards he would possibly throw into the squad. I think that you look at the Ghana Premier League, look at a few players in there, look at that Mexico friendly, and see what he can get from that game in terms of beefing up the squad. You again look at what Otu has done with this team, look at the players who have played, look at the players in Europe. Try to figure out who best suits his philosophy. I dare say that looking at this team, current shape, current players, a lot of the players in there may not be the kind of players you would want for his kind of system.
Really? What kind of system are we talking about?
You are talking about a very compact system, closing down the spaces, running for 90 minutes, trying to make your team difficult to beat whilst picking your moments. So, defensively, does he have the right back? Does he have the left back to do the job in this team? Does he have the midfielders to close down the spaces in the middle of the park? So, he would again look, but in terms of trying to find players who can do a job on the break, players who can play that quick transition, defense to attack, move the ball, move into spaces, try to hit opponents. I think that he would have a couple in there. There's Semenyo in there, there's Inaki Williams. And I think that Carlos Queiroz would be the best man to get the best out of these boys. Inaki Williams, Antoine Semenyo, Fatah Isaaku, Jordan Ayew to a certain extent. So, offensively, he may have the weapons to trouble opponents. But in terms of that compact team he wants, does he have the midfield, or does he have the midfielders to close the gaps in front of his defense? Does he have the defenders on the flanks, the laterals, to make sure they are dealing with opponents on those flanks? You know, so again, he would have a few challenges, but that's where his experience would come in, and that's where he would also have to figure out how to spread the scouting net wide and see what he can bring in within the short possible time to try and see if he can play his 4-1-4-1 or his 4-3-3. I mean, there's definitely going to be 4 at the back, but he would have to figure out the blend that would force opponents to punch above their weight, really, if they want to be the Black Star. So, I mean, Nathan,
This is
at this point,
FM,
the
voice
decision
of
has been made.
sport.
We would only have to support the decision makers
Okay.
and trust their judgment on this one. And we'll see how Carlos Queiroz brings the glory days back. I mean, we can only wish him well, and we can only hope that he does a good job with the team. He delivers.
Okay.
He delivers to expectation.
Okay.
And if you ask me what delivery would be, if Carlos Queiroz gets this team out of the group stage into the round of 16, and I've seen a
Round
couple,
of 16.
I'm sorry, round of 32.
Okay.
I've seen a couple of permutations where there's a certain Argentina somewhere in that picture. If we have to make it into the round of 32, you know, I think a successful tournament for the Black Stars, round of 32 would be considered as a successful tournament.
Okay.
Round of
So
32.
if Ghana progresses from the group
From
stage,
the group stage, round of 32, we can say we've had a good campaign, because, I mean, looking at everything that's happening around this time, players getting injured, coach getting fired, you know, players not really knowing what's at stake, players getting confused, players traumatized, players troubled, you know, all the issues. Nathan, round of 32, decent job. As to whether that would guarantee him another 2-3 years, like I said on the show. Look, beyond the World Cup, let's go back to the drawing board.
Okay.
After the World Cup, let's go back to the drawing board. Let's find a new coach for the Black Stars. A younger coach, a fresher coach, fresh ideas, a coach who will grow with the team, a coach who will tolerate our payment culture. You see, no, Nathan, it's important. It's important. We know that the Black Stars coach will not receive his salary every month as promised.
Yeah.
Okay. It will delay for months, a few months, 3 months, 2 months. What do I have to deal with it? So if you are bringing in a coach long term, the coach must have the shock absorbers to manage salary delays. Look, Carlos Queiroz comes in for 4 months. I dare say that by the end of next month, his salary will hit his account even before the last day of the month. You dare not do that with coaches like Carlos Queiroz. with their reputation in the game. You dare not. You understand? But you see, again, we would have to look at our situation and see if we are rich enough to consistently pay $100,000 a month for a 2-year contract or a 3-year contract. You understand? So we'll quickly have to go to the drawing board and look at our between $50,000 and $70,000 coach who would also be ready to be paid after every 3 months or every 4 months or every 5 months. So it's important. So Carlos Queiroz goes to the World Cup. That's a decent job. And then we rebuild the Black Stars with a new coach from there. Try to get into AFCON. Try and see if we can get back to playing in the semi-finals of the AFCON. If we can push it to the finals, why not? And then long term, we build on whatever plans CAF have for the competition and see if we can finally define AFCON title. And that is where the heavy Renard conversation comes in. So, I mean, there are big plans. But for now, what's in front of us is the World Cup. Carlos Queiroz is the man. 4 months. Let's see how well he does the job. And then we'll take it from there. But regardless of what happens with Carlos Queiroz at the World Cup, I do not think that it's an option that we can keep. We can keep long term.
No, okay.
Age-wise, no. Financial demands, no. Payment plan issues. I think that after the World Cup, Carlos Queiroz says bye-bye to the job, and that's it.
828, this is the Sporty Breakfast. You know what? Send us a message. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. Or you can give us a call. 054-257-1061. Give us a call. 054-257-1061. This is the Sporty Breakfast. The lines are open. You can give us a call. Let me know what you think of the appointment of Carlos Queiroz on a 4-month deal to handle the Black Stars at the World Cup. Let me know what you think. Yesterday, the announcement was made formal by the Ghana Football Association. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
My name is Michael.
Yep. Where are you calling from, Michael?
I'm calling from Tema. Actually driving on the motorway now.
Okay.
So I want to contribute with regards to Carlos' appointment.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So for me, one thing that I appreciate most is the discipline he's bringing to the camp. You know, at a point in time when he was in Real Madrid, players like David Beckham and co were not happy because during his time at Manchester United, David Beckham was even scared or he had little problems with him. So when he was appointed at Real Madrid, David Beckham was complaining about he not being happy. And recently I was watching a documentary about David Beckham, and he also made mention of that. So I think I'm happy about his appointment. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. The phone lines are open. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. You can also send us a WhatsApp message, assuming you can't call us, but you can send us a WhatsApp message on the same number, 054-257-1061. Hello.
Good morning, Nathan.
Yes, good morning.
Paradise Days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you calling from?
Accra, Newton.
All right, please go ahead.
Yeah. I'm happy with the appointment, but I have issue with the 4-month contract. Why 4 months? Is it my try appointment we will do or what?
Yeah,
You have to give him long term.
No, the mandate is only for the World Cup. That's what I'm.
Is it because of the money? We don't have much money to pay.
No, nobody knows, but he's just for the World Cup. Hello.
I'm not happy with the 4 months.
Okay.
Okay, that's all right.
All right. Thank you. 054 257 1061. 054 257 1061. This is a Sporty Breakfast. Give me a call. Let me hear your thoughts on the appointment of Carlos Queiroz as the new Black Stars head coach, at least for the World Cup. Hello?
Nathan.
Yes.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm all right.
How is everybody?
Sorry?
How is everybody? I missed you yesterday. You are not here.
Yeah. Don't worry. We are hanging in there. we are okay.
Thank you. This is what I do.
Okay, where are you calling from, please?
From Choco.
All right, please go ahead.
Yeah. You see, my number one problem that I'm having with this thing is 4-month contract. So if this man end up doing well, they will start negotiating another contract with him, right? Or is that not it?
Yeah, I mean, the FA says after the World Cup they'll have a conversation.
So they will put the country in another dilemma now. You see, African mentality, I don't know where we always get our own from. Fine, if you wanted to lose something, when you are bringing Otuado that he has never been a coach for once, you are giving him 5 years contract, 4-year contract. Was that not it?
Yeah.
Not to talk of the person that he has coached big countries. Though he has never gotten something appreciative, 25% out of the 100% of what he has played. But nonetheless, this man is good enough to be any of the player father. So there won't be any big boy in the camp. Because, that's one problem of the African players too. When they see that this coach doesn't merit their standard. The like of Thomas Partey, he has been in the group, he has been in the squad before the coach come. He did not know the foundation, he did not know the merit of this thing. They can form group. Outer one will not be there. And I hope there's no any back home staff from the government official to be showing the coach do this or do that. Because we know that we are talking, they have taken someone good. Now when the man now come out with a poor result, we still be the one to lash him. Is that not it?
Yeah, but he's bringing his own back room. He'll be allowed to bring 4 assistants. So.
But it's not bringing the government. I'm talking about the government official Ankasa.
The government what?
The GFA Ankasa.
Yes, what has the GFA done?
No, like I hope they will not be giving him. I'm having a player here like African Council. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, anyway.
Oh, that's this reality. You understand?
No. I'm not saying that it is not true. All I'm saying is that today being the 14th of April, we don't even know what will happen. So
because the only thing that we are hearing is what we know, and the only thing that we are reading online is what we are not there when they are meeting physically. We don't know the terms and conditions, which is undisclosed to the public.
Yeah, of course.
Is that not it?
Uh-huh.
So maybe right now, Akoshia will continue from somewhere. We have never heard the name to come and be in the group. And this one is so person from the GFA official, this thing. So you have to go to the World Cup. He merits it. And those people that they are suffering to play the qualifier, we will not hear anything about them. Meanwhile, the coach, you'll be hearing, my hands are tied. So if the people paying you money to do this, won't you do it? So when we are looking at it from right angle, we have to go and look at it from the left angle also. Fine, this man, the age range is what is giving me concern. 73 years old man, fine. He can be doing better, but when last did he coach last? And which country? And what was his performance? Ireland, he played 4 World Cups, 16 matches. He lost 8, drew 4, 1-4. Is that not it?
Yeah, that's his World Cup record.
But the only advantage that this man is having is that he will have full control of his dressing room. But in selection of player, I didn't think he will have 100%. This is Africa. You cannot compare Ghana, Nigeria to Iran and stuff where it's coming from. You see, those people, those Iran and other countries, they are like Arabic people. They do their thing religiously. When they give you work, they leave you with it to do it 100%. But here, Nigeria, Ghana, and this West Africa, I don't know our problem. If you right now, we know that GFA president, in causing, in case some time, he know how to play ball. Not only say, cannot even press command and make it up. This is, he gets some concern.
Okay, all right.
So, I'm getting your deal.
All right, thank you. Oh, man. Ray, you want to say something?
Yeah, quickly. On that 4-month contract that people seem to have issues with. Look, Nathan, we have to understand that it's a very expensive gamble we've taken.
Yeah.
Okay? The FA government, they've taken a very expensive gamble. Now, let's assume without admitting that Carlos Queiroz goes to the World Cup, doesn't win a single game. But he's been given a 1-year contract, he's been a 2-year contract. And the good people of Ghana come back and attack the coach and say the coach is not good, let's sack him. And Carlos Queiroz gets sacked 4 months into his 2-year contract or 4 months into his 1-year contract. What happens? Everybody now reminds us of how much severance package the FA has paid because of their wrong decisions. So I'm sure they would have taken into consideration all of that and decided that, look, let's look at it progressively. After 4 months, if the performance is befitting, can we sit down and think about long term, if possible? Or after 4 months, can we review the performance and say, okay, we are satisfied, we are not satisfied, let's move on. Let both parties just go away without any issues of severance packages and all. I think that the 4 months for us to look at what we can get from the World Cup and see what or how well Carlos Queiroz performs with this team, it's important. So it's a performance-based contract, if I may put it that way. This is a performance-based contract for 4 months. Justify yourself that, look, I have what it takes to lead this team beyond the 4 months.
Okay.
And if that works for Carlos Queiroz himself, because we know age is not on the side too.
Yeah.
You know, so all of these things will come into play. So let's manage these 4 months and see what we can get. It's as simple as that.
Okay. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Hello. Good morning, Nathan.
Yes, good morning.
Nathan, my name is Noah Okafor.
Hey, your name is Noah Okafor. Okay, no problem. Noah Okafor, where are you calling us from?
And I'm calling from Never Come Today.
No problem, Noah Okafor. Please go ahead.
At least my car is working now, so you know.
So you are moving about easily.
Yeah. Like I always do. You know?
Okay, all right.
So Nathan, you see, with Carlos Queiroz, I feel he's come like the contract has come to him at the wrong time, but still, you know, he has nothing to lose because we've not given him like ample time to deal with the team and everything. So, like personally, I feel if Carlos Queiroz is not able to win a game at the World Cup, I still wouldn't blame him. For Nathan, I won't blame him because you know the group that are supposed to take the blame, they know themselves. You understand? There's a group, there's a certain group or a cartel. They are to blame for whatever transpires at the World Cup.
Yeah.
But as it stands now, me, I'm not here to say Carlos Queiroz is good or bad or whatsoever. Because even if we are to bring the same Mourinho now or Pep Guardiola now, we still shouldn't be expectant if you ask me.
Okay.
So far so good. I'll give this man the benefit of the doubt because at least we have something in his resume and he deserves the respect, you know. So
okay.
We are just sitting back and then waiting. We are waiting because you know my fire guys. I can see my fire guys have reduced their fire now. Raymond and Christopher, they have all reduced their fire now. So I think there will be no need for me to, ignite mine. So, I'm on the road now.
And we'll just have to wait and see.
Yes.
We just have to wait and see. And then when the time is right, we open fire.
Because throwing fire right now, we may not make sense. It wouldn't even be reasonable.
Yeah.
You understand? We have to be fair and put ourselves in the shoes. So we still they watch them.
Yeah.
Later, and they watch them bias will tell you school. but I pray things work out for you.
Well, let's all see what happens. Otufo, thank you. Thank you so much for calling. Time check is 8:40. This is the Sporty Breakfast. Your comments are still welcome. 054-257-1061. You can also give us a call. 054-257-1061. 030-279-4805. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Mama.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Sorry, yesterday told me you're not feeling well.
Yeah.
Hope you're kicking out.
Yeah. I'm okay.
I don't know why you won't drink para for someone headache.
Why?
This is guy. I don't know what the wrong about. We own our country. We are put on a coach. He they pay you.
Oh, why? I mean, it's like, let him express his opinion.
They pay you. But your president chopped 80 years. You don't go tell them that matter.
Emmanuel, please. If you have something to say it and let's go.
But why you won't drink para for someone headache? You don't go check on yourself. Your president chop. They go chop 100 years. You didn't hear the church talk about it.
Emmanuel, I don't think that is why you called. I'm sure you have something else to tell us. So tell us that. Let's go.
After the appointment, I don't have. You see, I don't have anything to say about it. Just go to the World Cup. I hope this guy will not be influenced. Because we are people, we know them already. This guy is not a pushover. So you should just do the how do you call it? Ridiculous. Just pick the right players on merit. Beg him what. She didn't let this FA intimidate him to pick players that he doesn't want to pick. And later I will go and say that he was being pressured by the FA. You don't want that. Just open his eyes wide. Search everywhere, every corner where we see any Ghanaian player. And pick the correct place. That's all you can do. Because the time given to you is so short. So you just have to make a good use of it. But people should stop taking their power for some people they might make them go sleep.
All right. Emmanuel, thank you so much. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. I see that the WhatsApp messages are coming in. Let me read this one. Nathan from Kaswa says, finally we have a replacement for Otto in Carlos Queiroz. Time is not on his side. I hope he's able to monitor our best players and assemble the right men to represent us at the World Cup. Okay, let me take this caller. This message is a bit of a long one. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes,
Pastor
good morning.
Nathan.
Yes, good morning.
All right, this is the Aviator Pilot from Satellite.
All right, Aviator Pilot, please go ahead.
All right, greetings to this everyone.
All right, please go ahead.
As for this coach, this appointment, I'm not happy with it. Serious, I'm not happy with it. I don't think this man can do the job as we expect him to do.
Okay.
Let's forget about, as for respect, he will have the respect. That one, he will have it. But the qualities, the players, do we have them? For him, or the materials, as we stand, we are having now, do we have them?
Mm-hmm.
Can we get up today and name, our first team or second? Do we have the players that we have first 11? We don't have. And we are giving 4 months. What is he going to use to do?
But tell me, any other coach would be in the same situation, yes?
Any other coach?
Yes. Anybody you appoint will still have 4 months, or?
Yes, but as for this man, 73 years.
Okay, so
Listen.
Relax. What is the problem with the appointment? Is it the age? Oh, I'm trying to understand you.
Okay, I want to know the last job, the last country or the last I think his last job. How was it?
His last job
yes.
was with Oman.
Oman.
Yes.
Okay, fine. The time I learned, I was hearing a lot of his profiles. But so I want, like, the time he was at Manchester United and moving to Real Madrid, how old was him?
Oh.
You see, like, no, I'm coming. You see, like, as we speak now, you, Nathan, how like your age now, when, let's say, you cut across like 60 years going on, how you used to do your things now, you cannot do it again.
That's a fact.
You cannot do it again. So we have to accept the fact that, listen, when you grow up, the things that how you used to be in your younger age, you cannot go that way. So if you are in Manchester United or those things and you are performing well, currently with this man, we don't know, like the time he was in Oman, how was he performing? Was he performing?
Well, Oman didn't qualify for the World Cup. That was the biggest thing.
Oman did qualify for the World Cup. Yeah, and a man who even went to World Cup 16 times, won 4. What about Coach Otuado? I think how many times he went to World Cup? Is it not twice?
Once.
And once. Yeah. It's twice. Oh.
Twice. Once as a player, once as a coach.
Okay. And but me, I'm not sure that he is the right person to replace Otuado.
Let me ask you a question. If the GFA called you this morning to ask you that, you know what, give us one name, or give us somebody who you think should be Black Stars head coach, which name would you suggest?
I will not even waste time to call Heavy Renan.
Okay, all right.
Yes, that is a coach. I think it will do the job for us, and not to be on 4-month contract.
Okay.
But at least 2 years contract.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
This is Sporty.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Aviator pilot. Oh man. 8:48. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. Let me take some calls. Ray, look, Ghanaians are very interested in this matter, so let's listen to what Ghanaians are saying. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Kim Cash, calling from Kasua Dabi.
All right, please go ahead.
So I want every Ghanaian to exercise a little bit of constraints, because age is just a number. There is a 14-year-old boy who can mess up, and there's a 60-year-old man who does things absolutely right. So age is just a number in this factor. Let's see whether the coach can perform. That's all what I want to know.
Okay. Oh, okay. So for you, that's the main thing. You just want to see if the coach can perform.
We should give everyone a chance. We said we needed a coach, and we've got it already. Javier Reynald and those names being mentioned, we can't pay. Ghanaians will understand. We can't pay them.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your call, King Cash, who says that we don't have money to pay Elvin. The irony. All right, more calls are welcome. 054-257-1061. Let's not forget that the Champions League is back tonight. We'll talk about the Champions League. Liverpool take on PSG and Barcelona take on Atletico. Atletico welcome Barcelona. Let me take this call. Hello. Yes, hello. What's your name and where are you calling from? Your name is? Okay. You have to call us back. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. This is the Sporty Breakfast. You can call the other number too if you want. 030-279-4805. 030-279-4805. This is the Sporty Breakfast. You can send us a WhatsApp message on 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. Let me take this caller. Hello. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Please, this is Galactico.
This is
Galactico.
All right, Galactico, please go ahead.
I think the coach will do a very great job for Ghana. His experience and the player he has coached in his coaching career is going to command respect in the dressing room, and I think the players are going to play for him and then deliver the needed results Ghanaians we need to progress and then do well in the World Cup. So I think it's a nice selection by the GFA and the selection committee. Yeah.
Okay.
So this.
Okay. All right. Thank you. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. Your calls are welcome. We'll take a few more calls and then we talk some Champions League. All right, let me take this caller. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Nathan.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from, please?
My name is Mr. Johnson, calling from North Carolina.
All right, please go ahead.
See, some of the callers were saying age is just a number. Please, you guys should stop deceiving us with some of these things. My wife is 29. The kind of things she can do for me now, I don't think she can give me those girls when she's 60 years.
Hey, babe.
It's never true.
Hey, babe.
Oh, Nathan, let me say it.
Do you know there are kids listening?
Oh, but what kind of thing? She cannot cook when she's 60. Oh, my brother.
Please continue.
No, I wasn't going to what you were thinking.
No problem.
There are so many things she's doing now she cannot do when she's 60. So age can never be a number.
Okay.
You understand?
Right.
And with this coach, personally, in terms of the records we are seeing on social media and the kind of things we are seeing on Wikipedia, it doesn't look pleasing for me. But when it comes to his personality in our camp or in our dressing room, that is what I so much appreciate. So in as much as we don't like the records we are seeing, please let us all support him. In terms of personality, some coaches succeed due to their personality. Yeah, I know we play football with tactics, but man management too is very important. So I believe with his experience and his personality, he can deliver. So let us rally behind him and let's see what he can do for us. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. 8:53. This is still the Sporty Breakfast. I would say that Black Stars Matter they generate a lot of interest. I'm telling you. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Nathan, good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from, please?
This is Jones. I'm calling from airport.
All right, please go ahead.
Nathan, I like what the caller was saying right now. Nathan, this coach is very old. Nathan, 73 years. Nathan, are you sure this coach can even think for us as a coach?
But I wasn't part of the people who selected, so I mean that question has to go to the people.
Later, my grandmother is 70, but this time she's even sleeping. Later, but this time my grandmother is still sleeping. Because later, we were in Ghana, we brought around 73 presidents. Look at what happened in this country.
Hey, these things you are saying, they are serious things.
Later, it's true. They are serious things. But later, this man is too old because I'm not sure there's no any European country who appoint this coach as his coach. There's no serious country later who appoint this coach as their coach later. But you see, I'm okay with the 4 months. But in case of the 4 months later, so far as my fire partners say they are okay, Christopher Numley and then Raymond say they are okay. Later, that's fine. We are watching because they are controlling the fire. So once they are saying they are okay with the 4 months later, we too we are okay. Because we are all joining the fire.
Hold on. So when they say they are okay, but what do you think?
And later, you see, that's what I was saying. Later, the coach is too old for me. Later, we need a young coach. And you see, sometimes they say that she may just coach us for just 4 months, and then the next week, later, we're supposed to find a coach for a long period, so that the coach can even accept the players. You see, after the World Cup going, because listen, after the World Cup, we have qualification for African Cup. There's no time. There's no time. So if people are saying, "Oh, it's just 4 months," if you just stick out to the World Cup, no, because listen, there's no time. After the qualification for the African Cup, we are still playing another qualification for the World Cup too. So listen, there's no time. So we need to appoint a very serious coach, so that he can handle the coach, he can know the player, because it's not a 73 years coach, and then you are giving just 4 months.
Yeah, but doesn't it make sense? He's 73. He handles the World Cup. After the World Cup, he goes away, most likely.
Yeah.
What do you think?
If the GFA will know that we are just going, we are just going for the World Cup for just, the World Cup stage. We should use Otuado to go.
The same Otuado that all of us complained that we didn't like.
So later, are you saying that this coach will go and do a miracle for us?
I haven't said that yet, and I wonder nobody knows.
Oh, later, no.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. If the GFA called you at 12 o'clock to ask you that, you know what, Chief, we want you to give us a coach to take to the World Cup. Which coach will you suggest to the GFA?
Later, heavy winner is there. Later, heavy winner is there. Later, heavy winner is there. Because
have you asked yourself if we can afford him?
Later, the kind of money that we have been paying about 3 or 4 coaches, 1 year after we sack them. Later, it can pay every winner. Later, it can pay every winner.
It can pay him for how long?
Oh, later, if the man preacher, we know how we manage to pay him. That one day later, if the man catcher,
look,
Ghanaians, they will know how we pay him later.
See, Chairman, we were paying, we had to pay coaches $50,000, and we were owing them for months. Elvera now will not take $50,000. Do you understand? So if it's $50,000 that you are still owing somebody, is it $100,000 that you'll be able to pay?
Later, you see, sometimes if you take a woman,
you get my question.
Later, I get your question.
We're paying Milo 50K. We haven't finished paying Milo. We owed Siki Akono 50K. We haven't finished paying him. Otuado's compensation, we haven't even paid.
Nathan, do you know the reason why those all coaches were not being paid?
Why?
Because Nathan, come on, continue.
But you sign. Once you have an agreement with the person, you have to pay.
Yes, it's true. It's agreement. But the coach, because those coaches were not performing.
See, remember that.
Relax. Because if you have everyone performing.
Relax. Remember that all the coaches, all the contracts we have signed with national team coaches, their salaries were not tied to performance. Their salaries were locked in, and they were always going to get their salary irrespective of performance.
Oh, then later, if what you are saying is in case, then later you should find one of our local coaches to coach us. Because in case we cannot pay these coaches, then there's no need for you to appoint everywhere now. We should find one of our local coaches to coach us.
But so will you pay the local coach?
Later, look at coaches there. Later, we can manage with them. Oh, we give them something small. The next one, give them something small.
As for the local coach, then you should give him something small. Hey, Ghana people. Let me bring in another caller.
It's not about Ghana people, Nathan. You see, it's a fact. Because our local coaches, sometimes they appoint them without the contract.
But
and the coaches accept it.
Is that fair?
It's not fair, but then the coaches who accept it.
No, you see, what is not fair is not fair. It doesn't matter if I accept or I don't. It's not fair. So
it's not fair. It's not fair. That
no problem.
It's not fair.
Yes. Let me bring other callers in. Let me bring other callers in.
All right. Thank you very much.
8:59. Oh man. Right, how many more calls should we take? Should there a few more calls? Let's take two more calls. Okay, let me take this one.
Hello,
Hello.
good morning.
Yes, good morning.
My name is Osman, calling from. I'm on the road today.
Okay, Osman. All right, please go ahead.
Charlie, the man called Ghanaian is something. You can't please a Ghanaian.
Never, ever.
Never. When Otto was there, we said he was no good. We got in Carlos Queiroz. We want an experience. We got Carlos Queiroz. No, we should have gone for Heavy Renat. Is Heavy Renat available at the moment? Is he available? Are we willing to pay 150? And then they go to the Juba Ben 150,000. So what should we do? So if it's because of the World Cup, then we should have sent Otuado. Oh, we only wish Carlos Queiroz all the best. We're hoping he's going to have a good tournament. Long term, I don't think he's the right person, but for the short term towards the World Cup, I think he is the best and readily available.
Okay.
Which is that we are mentioning. Thompson Fleet is not available. Kwesiapia is not available. Heavy Renat is not available. So if he's available and he has the experience, somebody who can command respect in the dressing room, that is what we want. Thank you and have a good morning.
All right, Osman, thank you so much. Stay safe. All right, let's take the final caller. The final caller for the morning, 054-257-1061. Let me take this caller. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Nathan.
Yep.
Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Dada is calling from my house special.
All right, please go ahead.
We say Ghana Blaster team we send a team where I am. Chairman, Opa, my man, young couple and no good. Now you see more defense. Peter, me, the kiosk win, I'm a good defense. Is she any jail progression? The Opa Kofa spirit, you know, me coach Ghana Blaster. Chairman, you know, go anywhere at this World Cup. Team we. Ghana for you quite Ghanaians, no more fast bobo Amanoni, but blasters now, you shame. That's a menu. None of the bobo fool, okay, now, they think I don't know where. And I need the same place number on Bobo Amanon. Anita, I'm asking you a question.
But they are the same place, so why are you asking me?
They are the same place, but I don't talk about how Mumbo.
And I mean to mean, it could be several factors.
Fesemeno, none of the Cato or more ball crowd, your friend, baby crowd. And yet, a bonus year boy when you dare, you're more South Africa, you're more Ethiopia. Yakobo ball Germany, you say, and I won't say you is a who bobo, the Cato on 9 years. But yet, you Okobo man sitting there, and it all way I do. And on Sunday against Chelsea, over Cato, no one play our partners. Over Ghana, now Babro, Echo can't almost do the I thought, what all country was all country, all of the baby you. If you move after the former money, we will shall live on the country, they perform well. The same to your club, but all about country and out to tone, I saw Biprana on Cotton bench. Those are good, you say the red top, how you are going home.
This is Sporty FM, the voice of sport.
You go Ghana coach area, or more of spirit in Maramata, the everyone, everybody, pointing to now. And that I was calling for special.
All right. Thank you very much, Dada Rich. All right, you know what? Let's put a pause on the call. Ray, you wanted to say something,
Nathan. So this statistics that we've been reading or that we've seen, that puts Carlos Queiroz's World Cup games at 16. Is incorrect.
Okay, what seems to be the issue?
So Carlos Queiroz has played 13 matches at the World Cup.
13. I see. Okay.
His first World Cup appearance was with Portugal.
Okay.
In 2010.
Sporty FM.
He won one game, lost one, and drew two. In fact, he drew against Portugal, Ivory Coast in the first game. Beat North Korea 7-0. Cristiano Ronaldo and likes were on the score sheet. Drew 0-0 with Brazil. And then qualified to the round of 16.
Yeah.
Where they were eliminated by David Bia Sanchez's goal. 1-0 they lost to Spain.
Yeah.
So that was his first World Cup.
Yeah.
So 4 games there. Now, he moved to Iran. So he coached Iran at the 2014 World Cup. Okay? Drew 0-0 with Nigeria. Lost 1-0 to Argentina. And Iran were beaten in their final group game by Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bosnia and Herzegovina. 3-1. So in that tournament, he picked 1 point.
Yeah.
In that tournament, he lost 2 games and played 1 draw. So that's 3 games there. Now, in 2018, he took Iran to Russia. Iran, in their first game, played a pulsating 1-1 draw with Portugal, his home nation. Iran beat Morocco 1-0, and Iran lost their final group game to Spain by 1-0. In fact, they finished that group third on 4 points behind Spain and Portugal.
Okay.
Then in his final World Cup, which is the 2022 World Cup, he lost his first game, still coaching Iran. He lost his first game 1-0 to Iran. England beat him in the second game 6-2. They're done. We are playing England in our second game.
Yeah.
England beat his Iran team. England beat his Iran team 6-2. And then he won his last game against Wales by 2-0. So again, at that World Cup, he picked 3 points. So apart from the 2014 World Cup where he picked a point, he's done 3 or more at the group stage in previous tournaments. If that is anything to go by, then obviously the Black Stars will need at least 3 points and a very good goal difference to progress to the round of 32. Maybe Carlos Queiroz would fancy his chances against one of the teams in there and say, well, this team I can beat. This team I can pick 3 points from. So we'll see about that. But so the record stands as this. He's played 13 games. He's drawn 4 of those games. He's won 3 games at the World Cup and he's lost 6.
Okay.
So Carlos Queiroz has lost 6 games at the World Cup. He's won 3 and drawn 4. Brings it to 13 games Carlos Queiroz has played at the World Cup. So the number that's been put out as 16, and he's lost 4, drawn 4, and lost 8 is incorrect.
This is Sporty FM,
Okay.
the voice
So
of
that's
This is Carlos Queiroz's World Cup record.
Carlos Queiroz's World Cup numbers.
Yeah.
So, but how many matches has he won?
3.
3.
Yes, sir.
And then
He's
drawn
4.
4. And
He's
then
lost 6.
lost 6.
That's correct.
I see. won 3, drawn 4, lost 6.
That's an interesting one. So put his win percentage about 21%, 22% thereabouts. Yeah, at the World Cup. So, but it will be exciting. I mean, you look at the games he's lost. Apart from England, England beating Iran 6-2. I think he's had very close score lines.
Yeah,
very, very close score lines. You look at, you take it back to 2010. The only defeat in that group game was against Spain. It was 1-0. Okay, it was a very close game. Then you take it back to 2018, a draw against Portugal, a 1-0 win against Morocco, then again a 1-0 defeat to Spain. So, you know, he would give you a game. You understand? He'll make his team very difficult to beat.
But you know, Ray, the point is that between now and the World Cup, it's really, you see, in coaching, some of the most complex things to teach defensive organization, because it requires everybody to lock in, and it's repeated drill after repeated drill after repeated drill till it becomes almost second nature. Does Mr. Queiroz have that kind of time to drill that into a Black Stars defense that concedes very easily, that is easily pulled apart, easily goes out of shape? So for me, that is my concern. The most difficult part, when you speak to coaches, they'll tell you the most difficult part of training a team is the defense.
That's correct.
Because it's the part that requires the most focus.
Yeah.
The most hard work. And most players don't like the hard work.
That's true.
The attack is almost instinctive. You teach them a few principles. Players can improvise. But you can't improvise in defense. It's about staying locked in, staying disciplined, measuring distance, coordination, knowing when to move, knowing when to hold the line. And you know that one wrong move destroys everything. So I wonder how he's going to handle that.
You know, and that's also why I was saying that, look, let's not put pressure on Carlos Queiroz, because knowing how he plays and looking at the materials we have now, if you want Carlos Queiroz to give you that ultra defensive mood kind of football, ultra defense, you know, when I play FIFA, there's an option, ultra defense. You know, that if you want that kind of defense, I think he would have to look at the defenders again and decide on who he wants. I mean, decide on who fits his profile as a defender, because it will be very difficult. We have issues when it comes to our laterals. Okay. We have issues when it comes to our midfield. Defense especially, there's no Salisu. We are trying Pepper in there. You don't know how many matches he can give you, because, again, he's quite injury prone. There's Jerome Opoku we've been talking about and all. So he would have to look at the players and say, well, based on how I want to play, this is the player who fits it for me. Is it going to be Jiku? With who? Jonas Ajete? I mean, so he has a lot of thinking to do to try and get that team that stays compact in defense. What would have made life easy for him, and looking at his teams from Portugal to, would have been his midfield. Now, this is a midfield where we are a bit threadbare in terms of the players there. Kwesi Sibo. Okay, that's Kwesi Sibo. Then there's Thomas Partey. Then there's Elisha Owusu. Then there's, I mean, you know, there are players in that team that you look at and say, well, can these players do the kind of work he wants them to do for him? Because this is Carlos Queiroz, who once upon a time played with Deco in the central midfield. There was Raul Meireles. Okay. He had Thiago in his midfield. He had Ruben Amorim in his midfield. See what you like. And then this is him having a defense where he had Paulo Ferreira, Ricardo Carvalho, Fabio Contrao, Pedro Mendes. Like, so you see, you know, he's had a certain quality of players.
Very good. So in such a situation,
he won't get that with the stars.
Very good. So in such a situation, it's easier for him to teach defensive coordination because the players are already at a certain level. The point is that now he has to almost now start from zero. Let's not forget, he didn't coach the team through qualifiers. So he has to now watch all kinds of videos to get an idea of the team. How many training sessions is he going to have? The only match he gets is the game against Wales. And that game is after he has named his World Cup squad. So Carlos Queiroz is going to coach one game after he's named his World Cup squad. The next game is against Panama. So you see the situation he is in. And it's I don't envy any coach, because any of the coaches, look, it could have been Hervé Renard who was appointed. He will still face the same problem. Not knowing the team, not having coached the team. Now you have to build a 26-man World Cup squad from thin air, if you like. Anyway, Immortal says we have Eddie Akins on the line. Let's get to Eddie Akins. Eddie Akins, a sports analyst. Let's get his thoughts on Carlos Queiroz's appointment and what all of this means for Ghana's World Cup campaigns. Ed, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Nathan. Good to be on the show. Good morning to Ray too.
Right, Eddie.
Your thoughts. Lots of people have said different things. Some people like the appointment, others don't. People have a problem with the tenure, blah blah blah. What do you make of this appointment? Carlos Queiroz, at least his mandate for now is to handle the World Cup, and he has a very short time to put a team together to take on at least 3 group games in the 2026 World Cup?
Yeah, so just to wade into the discussion you were having with Raymond earlier on, I think that every smart coach worth his salt would immediately want to restore the basics and not change things too quickly. Restoring the basics would mean that you look for a system that favors the current crop of players that you have, regardless of what we've seen from all these players. There is a certain system that favors the Black Stars defensively. Now, if you don't have that much time on your hands, you resort to basics, look at the clips, like you said, consult the technical directors, and ensure that not too much changes happen. Because in actual fact, he does not have that much time to change a lot of things. So on that level, I think that going with the basics, understanding the system that the Black Stars will thrive in, understanding the system that they've had their best games in and how the defense worked in that system is key. And also knowing which personnel played in what role in that setup would be key. So I would say that for Carlos Queiroz, and I think that is exactly what he's going to do. He's not going to force to put his signature on the team just yet. He's going to revert to basics and try to play according to the strengths of the players, try to play a system that the players are very, very much used to, and then build on that and take that forward. But then to touch on the appointment of Carlos Queiroz, I think I saw in a brief statement he released, he mentioned that this is not just a job, it is a mission.
Yep.
And I think that statement is loaded, because missions need time and take time. So I believe that in the psyche of Carlos Queiroz, he's seen himself in the long term, because he even mentions bringing or honoring the expectations of the people in Ghana, and I mean talking about the future. So when I look at that statement, I think I see a man who is not just thinking 4 months or the World Cup, but is looking to, work with the Black Stars beyond the World Cup. Now, Carlos Queiroz is about the only coach that the GFA has appointed under Keto Kweku, has appointed without having a first-hand, a closer look at his working methods. So let's go back to Milo. Milo was appointed on a second stint. The GFA knew how Milo worked, both technically and administratively. We go to CK. CK is a local lad. The GFA know how he works. We go to Chris Houghton. He started off as a technical advisor. They got an understanding of how he works. We moved to Otoado. They understood how he worked before appointing him. Carlos Queiroz is the only coach the GFA under Keto Kweku is appointing without having a closer working relation or a closer look at him. What does that mean? They don't know how he functions in an administrative sense. They don't know how he manages his supervisors. They don't know how he's going to manage the EXCO and all the bodies around the team. So, because of that, I think that is informing the 4-month contract that they are giving to Carlos Queiroz, to say that I think we're using the World Cup to see how he works administratively and see if there can be some chemistry between the FA EXCO or the FA administrative body and the coach. But I think that is quite unfortunate, because that would be the FA putting themselves before the national goal. The FA wanting to ensure that every coach they work with, they can have a handle on that coach. So for me, if Carlos Queiroz should leave the post at the end of the World Cup, I will not think that it will be football related, because both the FA and Carlos Queiroz know that 4 months, not even lesser, is not enough to get anything out of a coach. They know that it is impossible in football to get anything out of the coach. And Carlos Queiroz himself, as experienced as he is, I mean, I stand to be corrected, but I think that this is the only job he's walking into that will last 4 months. So I think that this appointment really is all about the FA. It's all about the FA, to give them a chance to understand how he works and if he's going to be that docile for them going forward. And I dare say again that if Carlos Queiroz does not continue as the Black Stars coach post the World Cup, it will not be because of footballing reasons. It will be because he is standing up to someone. It will be because he is not entertaining any influence. It will be because he is not allowing someone to influence the system. So that's my take on it. And I thought that, I think that the government would have wanted a coach with a longer contract. I think the government would have wanted that. But for some way, somehow, I think the FA has been able to convince the government to take this route. But for me, this appointment is all about the FA than anything.
That's what you believe?
Yes.
Interesting point. Interesting point. All right, Ed, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. We'll catch up later and enjoy your day. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much, Nathan.
All right. Those were Eddie Akins' thoughts. He released that. But he made some very interesting points about it.
Yeah, because the burdening between the FA and
Carlos Queiroz. Yeah.
If it doesn't go well now, regardless of the outcome of his performance,
that relationship has to work. But knowing Carlos Queiroz, and Carlos Queiroz is a tough customer. Very uncompromising.
Yeah.
Very, very uncompromising. Fell out with Roy Keane.
Roy Keane said he questioned his lawyers.
Yeah.
He said, you that left Man United to go to Madrid and back. You are questioning
me, my loyalty. I've been here from day one. You are questioning my loyalty. And then he left South Africa. He fell out with the FA. Qualified them for the 2002 World Cup.
Yes.
He didn't go because he fell out with the FA. So, yeah, it will be an interesting.
He has a hot head. He's a hot-headed guy.
Yeah, Queiroz can be hot sometimes. Even in his time at Iran. Yeah, even his time at Iran. He and South Korea.
Yes.
Butu.
Yeah. And even did you see him trying to? I think it was one of the qualifiers. He was trying to fight on the touchline. He doesn't play.
He should take it easy.
He's like, I think when he was coaching Egypt, maybe the AFCON or the playoffs, one of those games.
He should take it. He's now 70.
He's very aggressive.
Relax. I don't think he has the energy.
No, but Nathan, once you're on the touchline, everything comes back. The energy, everything comes back. So,
okay.
But we'll see. It's an appointment that has been done in hope. Let's put it that way.
An appointment done in hope.
Yes, that.
Okay.
The coach performs. The coach delivers. Everybody is now expecting Carlos Queiroz to go to the World Cup and do a job, do a good job. So everybody's hopeful. But it's not an appointment that guarantees you wins straight away. It's all expectations. Okay, so I would wish him well. And we hope that everybody gives him the support he needs. The FA give him all the support he needs to see the Stars through. So, Nathan, at this point, if you have any option in mind, if you feel Coach A should have been appointed instead of Coach B, it's entirely up to you.
Okay. Well,
the deed is done.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, you just have to support.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Let me go to the line. Our colleague Rahman Osman is joining us from his base in the UK. Rahman, good morning. How are you doing? Okay, all right. We'll work the line again and bring Rahman back. But your comments are welcome. 054-257-1061. In the interim, let's see if we can read some of your WhatsApp messages. 054-257-1061. 054-257-1061. This is the Sporty Breakfast on Sporty FM. I know we haven't spoken about the Champions League, but the Champions League is happening regardless. Whether Queiroz has been appointed or not, the Champions League is happening. The Champions League is happening tonight, and there are some interesting games for us to enjoy in terms of the UEFA Champions League. Is Atletico Madrid taking on Barcelona and Liverpool hosting Paris Saint-Germain? What is the common story here? The two games ended 2-0 in their respective first legs. In one of the games, Atletico Madrid, the away team, went to Barcelona to go and pluck a 2-0 result. And then in the other game, Paris Saint-Germain got themselves a 2-0 result at home to Liverpool. And the two teams are hoping that they'll be able to respond. Liverpool are hoping to rely on Anfield magic to see them through tonight's game, while Atletico Madrid are hoping that they'll be able to keep an eye or keep a hold of that 2-0 lead from the first leg to see if they'll be able to qualify. Barcelona are hoping that they'll be able to do a remontada to see if they can qualify to the next stage of the UEFA Champions League. I don't know if you've seen this. I saw this thing on social. Somebody wrote a long list of Champions League winners between now and 2030 something. And they said this year's Champions League will be won by FC Barcelona. We'll come to that a little later. Let's go back to the line. Our colleague Rahman Osman is joining us. Rahman, how are you doing? Good morning.
Nathan! I'm so happy to hear from you. I'm not too bad. It's sunny in London, to be honest.
So you are happy. It's sunny out there. It's not typically like that.
The jollies of life. When sunshine hits London, everybody's happy. People are smiling.
I see. Between last night and now, a lot of the conversation in relation to the Black Stars has been on Carlos Queiroz, ex-Man United. He's been appointed, blah, blah, blah. First of all, what's your own take on this appointment? And two, what have people been saying? Because people in England are fairly familiar with Carlos Queiroz. I'm sure they are curious as to why he has decided to do this. So, question one, your own thoughts on this appointment. And two, how have people in the UK been reacting to Carlos Queiroz being the new Black Stars coach?
Well, first, my own
the voice of force.
Reaction to it is that it's a very good appointment. And I say this because I am aware of the financial restrictions we have as a country about employing absolute top-tier, modern, world-class coaches. If you're going to appoint somebody who is literally in the level of maybe the one England have in Thomas Tuchel or what Germany have in Julian Nagelsmann, you're going to be looking to be paying big bucks, close to $500,000 a month. We don't have that money. So what we are always shopping for is like going to Primark to try and get something good and look good. So we are going to get managers who are just a little bit past their prime, but can still do a decent job. So given the restrictions financially and where we are as a country, for us this is a very good buy. I have to say that he's maybe the most attractive manager Ghana have ever had in history. Because think about it. All the managers we used to employ that did well for us were either Serbians who were looking for a good payday and stuff. We've employed somebody who is coached at Real Madrid. We've employed somebody who is coached at Man United. Somebody who is coached, Portugal's national team. Somebody who's taken Iran to the World Cup. Somebody who's taken Egypt to the AFCON final at a time when Egypt was struggling and all that. So, pedigree-wise, he is really maybe the best we've ever got. Then there's the side of argument that people say, well, his time at those big clubs was a long time ago. So if he's that good, then maybe he should have a decent job in the last few years, which he doesn't have. And in England, In England, I mean, the normal English person just doesn't even think Carlos Queiroz is a good manager, honestly.
Really?
English people see. Oh, no, they don't. They know of him. Maybe the best they could remember, he was assistant to Alex Ferguson in the past. But, I mean, they wouldn't go for Carlos Queiroz, and they don't think Premier League clubs will be circling around for Carlos Queiroz. But this is also in view that it's England. They can afford to get the best paid manager in the world. Their budget is bigger. That's just the contrast of the world. Yeah. So, yeah, that's the feeling. They don't really care, honestly. They expect to beat Ghana at the World Cup. They expect to do that fairly easy, to be honest.
I see. It's been a bit of a journey between Otto's exit and now. We've gone all over the place. Several names popped up. Eventually, we are here. You know, as a fan of the Black Stars, as a journalist, you are based in England. What did you make of the entire journey, the entire up and down of Otto's left and this name here, that name here, and eventually we've settled on Carlos Queiroz? Do you think that the running around was needed? Do you think we could have found or could have made this appointment earlier, or we had to still go through options to find one that, you know, was a good fit?
You know, I would tell you this for free, that the GFA didn't ideally want to sack Otto Addo. If they wanted to, they would have sacked him years after he failed to qualify for the AFCON. They gave him all the backing.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you take your eye off the ball, normally a dead snake could even bite you. And I say this because Otto did well by qualifying the team to the World Cup. And I think he banked a lot of hope in that. So from the qualification period till the World Cup period, he felt he was safe. So that defeat against Austria was quite damaging. I promise you, if he had a good performance against Austria and the defeat wasn't as heavy and nail-like killing as it was, he would still maybe have been in the job, because there were people in the FA that just liked him.
The voice of sports.
The problem is that the problem he will admit later on in life, and I don't rule out Otto ever coming back again, the identity of the team. I think a team needs to have an identity. We need to look at a team or a manager and say, okay, this manager is a defensive manager, but he's a transition defensive manager. And our best players enjoy playing for him, because every manager every team is a reflection of the manager. I didn't look at the team and felt that these players were playing for the manager. And that is worrying. I know the FA tried to keep Otto because they were looking to build a project similar to what Senegal did with Cisse, where they kept him on for a long time, and he eventually won them the AFCON. And Otto was the one they wanted to have that. The problem with Otto is that as the years went by, most of the results and performances became average. And because they were average, those who didn't like Otto consistently had weapons to attack those who wanted to keep him. And that included people from the FA. So the work was average at best, and in Ghana, where the culture, the DNA is winning. I mean, we play football on the streets in Ghana. The layman in Ghana can tell you when a team is performing or not. And there was a feeling within the Ghanaian community that it wasn't happening, and it was easy to change.
Well, interesting points there. You're right, and I like the point you made about the results under Otto. They got bad, and they began to get worse, and his critics had so much to throw at him. I think eventually something had to give, and it was Otto's position. Just finally, Rahman, you know, I know the World Cup is weeks away, maybe months away and all, but whenever people talk about the England-Ghana game, can you just give us an idea of people's own thoughts of that particular encounter? I ask you because players like Antoine Semenyo are very popular in England. People see what he does on a weekly. How are people thinking about that game, the fact that Semenyo could be playing against England and all of that? What are the general opinions around that England v Ghana game at the World Cup, even though it's months away?
No, I mean, England-Ghana game, the feeling I get from colleagues and even the ordinary Ghanaian is that it's just going to be an entertainment party for England. England themselves are in a bit of a pickle at the moment. They just lost to Japan. That was the first time England have ever lost to an Asian team. Before that, a few months ago, they lost to Senegal. Again, so Thomas Tuchel is not ideally the most popular manager at the moment. But given the way England have performed in the last two World Cups, the feeling that Ghana game, I mean, it's just going to be one of those games where they just pick up 3 points. Maybe not a heavy win, but one that they just warm their way into the tournament. That is how genuinely they see it. The connection with players like Antoine Semenyo, Jordan Ayew, and Mohamed Kudus of late was that they admitted that Ghana has always had really individual players. The gap that Ghana has to fill between England is that when it comes to the technical brains that handle the team, so the people who actually set up the strategy, how they attack, how they defend. Just because of our limited budget, we're not able to get the absolute top tier people to organize us in that way. And at that level, this World Cup, I need to say this World Cup is a World Cup of margins. It's going to be a World Cup where most players will arrive at the World Cup very tired. Some of them would have played 60 games. Antoine Semenyo would play over 40 to 50 games this season before he arrives in America. His legs will be tired. So Carlos Queiroz or the manager will have to look at how he's able to recover him, how the details that he provides to him. It's not just running around or the pace he uses, just to be able to strategically use him to get the best out of him, because players are going to be tired, and the details, the small details, is what's going to win the World Cup. England, I mean, overwhelming favourites, and at that moment, the biggest discussion, I know the World Cup is just around the corner, the biggest discussion, though, is the Premier League. I mean, everybody's looking and seeing if Arsenal will twist or turn on Sunday, because they are jittery at the moment.
Yeah. Well, it's a big one on Sunday. Anyway, Raman, thank you so much for joining us. Enjoy the sunshine.
It's a pleasure. You know this always. I say this to you. It's always a pleasure to speak to you.
Enjoy the sunshine in London. We'll catch up later.
Yes. Cheers, right.
All right. That was Raman Osman, colleague journalist, works for The Sun in the United Kingdom. 9:36. Wow. Calvin Osman is here.
Nathan.
We've brought Carlos Queiroz.
Pension pay. Pension pay. But I think in the history of our football, you know, we've always clamored, you know, clad in beautiful colors of the red, gold, green with the black stars, a football nation. But we haven't put our money where our mouth is, and I'm glad that every time budget coach, you know, at least. And I think even with the budget coaches, if you want the best budget coach, you get it. Because we've seen certain appointments that were heavily based on our budget, and we got it right. Remember, we got Dosena right.
Yeah.
We got Zumdik wasn't a bad fit when he was asked to do that caretaker job.
Yeah.
We got Ratome Djokovic right. We got Milowan right.
True.
We got Plavi right. We got Avram Grant right. You know, even Kwesi Appiah qualifying us for the World Cup at least.
That's Kwesi Appiah, right?
Yes. So you see, when you don't have the money, you don't have too much, but you can appoint top quality coaches who will do justice for you. It's just like Iceland and their difficulty in, you know, they had to let the dentists perfect his, you know, coaching badges. And he actually came to do wonders. He wasn't being paid close to even 50,000, even 40,000. Some of the top coaches, you know, or the coaches who are performing for some of the European countries are not taking up to 50,000, but they are doing quality and decent jobs. And it's all because we know what we want, we know our brand of football, the players that we have. And that is why some of us have always complained that the technical directorate must be sound and independent and should know their work. If they know their work, some of these things will not be a problem. And this is a message to us. Gone are the days when we needed coaches to quickly be fixes for our national teams. You could go to Coach Adusei, you could go to Afrane, you could go to Cecil, you could go to Hebertado, you could go to Samade. These were readily available coaches for us because they were at the very top. Or because we spend money in developing them and giving them the right education and the right opportunity to learn from the best. It got to a point, Coach Afrani was an instructor for Jose Mourinho. It should clearly tell you the quality of coaches we were producing back then. Now coming to Carlos Queiroz, I may not have so much to say about him, but I saw him in 2022 at the 2021 AFCON.
Okay, with Egypt.
Yes, nobody gave Egypt a dog chance to come to the tournament and even make it to the final. He looked at the Egyptian team. Maybe Raymond will help me look at that Egypt team of the AFCON 2021. They did not have do I say, names who were performing at top level. Bar Mohamed Salah at Liverpool, El Neni at Arsenal, and even with him, El Neni was do I say a supporting cast at Arsenal. He put together Shenawi, Hegazi, Zizo, Trezeguet. You know, he got players who were willing to die, and he's a coach who builds his team on resilience, discipline, desire, determination. If you are a player and you offer him these qualities or attributes, he loves to play with you instead of, you know, the dazzling, you know, player, that pump and pageantry. He doesn't want that. In the group stages, they were a bit shaky. When they got to the round of 16, the best team at that time, everyone thought was going to go to the final, was Cote d'Ivoire. They had top performing players. The likes of Nicolas Pepe, Eric Bayer, Manchester United. He was a stalwart. That game, I remember, we moved from Yaoundé to Douala for the game. That was the night that we slept. We slept at the bus stop after the game. It was a masterclass of defensive play for 120 minutes, limiting the Ivorians. It got to penalty shootout, and Eric Bayer, who was arguably the best player on the pitch that day, missed his kick, and Egypt progressed. They met Morocco. Morocco were top. Remember Morocco, you know, beat us.
Yes,
you remember?
Yeah, in the group stage.
In the group stages. Morocco scored the opener in the 7th minute. When we were thinking, come on, all was going to go down. In the 50th minute, Mohamed Salah equalized. And then Trezeguet in the 110th minute of extra time. The final 10 minutes, come and see, it was like they just say Mourinho Inter Milan team against Barcelona. Defensive work. And they got to the semi-finals. They met Cameroon. Cameroon played all the beautiful football as hosts. Egypt were like, Mobwa, your president is there, but we'll beat you. Goalless, penalty shootout, 3-1. And guess who? That was when Gabaski. Gabal. Yes, Gabaski showed up. That goalkeeper that, you know, had his penalty notes around the bottle. They made it to the final. In the final, Senegal were, you know, the best team at that AFCON. Aliou Cissé. Sadio Mane was on top form, you know. Idrissa Gana Gueye, Kalidou Koulibaly, Edouard Mendy. These were top performing players across Europe. But they limited Senegal to the point that Sadio Mane got a penalty. Gabaski saved it in the final. And they had to go to extra time and penalty shootout where, you know, the likes of Marcela and then missed their kicks, and then Sadio Mane converted for Senegal to win. So if he's that same coach going to give us that kind of play at his tournament football, I will take him. But the problem now is, number one, do we have the materials and the stalwarts, the giants, the players who want to put up a fight in the current Black Stars or pool of players for the Black Stars? You can talk about one or two. Jiku, he will fight for every single thing. Ali to say, but is his quality up there? Thomas Partey in our midfield, I still have issues. How is he going to find a workable solution around Thomas Partey? Because in as much as he's a defensive-minded coach, his transitions are very much important. His counter breaks are extremely important for him because he wants to quickly move the ball. And that is why it is going to favor players like Kamaldeen. It may favor him, but that boy, he doesn't have the intelligence to perform. Ernest Nuama will benefit hugely from him. Iñaki Williams.
But Nuama
is fit now.
Do you think he would
if people are clamoring for Kofi,
I guess I'm only asking.
Yeah.
Do you think he would have gathered enough rhythm?
He would have. He has the whole. He has the whole of April. He has the whole of May.
So the rest
2
of
months.
April, the rest of May.
2 months. He should be ready.
Okay.
If Nuama gets even 7-8 games,
you think that would be enough?
Of 80 or even 60 minutes.
You think it will be enough to get him ready for the World Cup? He
should be ready.
Okay, well.
He should be ready. Nuama, arguably our best performing player in the world, Antoine Semenyo, he's going to benefit from him. And then probably the likes of Abdul Fattah Issahaku would get, you know, those benefits. And I mentioned Iñaki Williams. They are going to do that. And I think that it is going to help these guys if he finds the right mix of players. Now, my problem is the coach doesn't have ample time now. He's not going to have any opportunity to understudy his players. How do these guys react? Because in as much as he wants to play compact, if a team wants to play compact, they should all be like a family. Now, he wouldn't have the team in camp to get to understand how their interpersonal relationships are even. This is a Black Stars team that has heavy divisions. You see 2, 3, 4 people working together. Collectively, would they form that family unit that he has? And that is a responsibility on him to quickly get the team as one. The only opportunity for him to learn about his squad or learn about the players one-on-one will be the friendlies against Mexico and then Wales. But even with that, he will not have most of his players, because at that time the season would be in the
Mexico
final.
Is happening in season. So
in its final stages.
The Wales one is a day after
very early.
World Cup squads have been named.
Exactly. And even with his provisional squad, he's naming it on the 13th of May. And how long will he get to quickly study players and get to know which ones he's going to put in the provisional squad before cutting it down just after the season ends? So I just hope that the 73-year-old is the same coach I knew 4 years ago when he was 69, and he still had lots of charisma, lots of energy to perform. And he's someone who dies for his team. And let's not forget, he was born in Mozambique. And I remember that AFCON, he got a red card and did not sit on the bench in the final. He got a red card in the semis against Cameroon. And he told us when he is part of a team, he fights it like his blood. So hopefully those same, attributes and character will be picked up by the rest of the team, and then we'll just see if the players can quickly pick it up, and then Ghana can at least perform well at the World Cup. Now, we know he's bringing his assistants. Four of them, which means that we are going to cut a lot more. We already, Wilfred Schaefer has been asked. And I'm sure that we are going to cut a lot more off. Maybe Desmond will be allowed to stay, so he provides notes on,
Well,
I don't know about whether performance specialist, performance coach, high performance coach, John Pencil will stay.
Okay. Then there's another guy, Piazza.
Okay, he's also is he the first, or he's
Ray,
high
Piazza's
performance?
role is what? Is it not performance?
It's a performance.
Okay, so he's with John Pencil. So hopefully we get 1 or 2 to stay. But as usual, you need able scouts to actually.
The point is that somebody from Otto's back room has to stay.
Yeah, because they need someone continuity and someone to at least help them get to know players they don't know or they may not have known better for us. But
and then you mentioned scouts too.
Yes, scouts. Yes, we need able scouts.
Okay.
To provide him with the right notes and terms of.
That's a backroom staff.
Yes.
Do the work and come.
Oh no! I mean.
Do the work and bring.
Exactly. It is quite a very short period. You get it. So you need to put everything with it.
You need insider help.
Come on, even the one who has stayed with us for close to 2 years. Onoka man, backroom staff of how many?
Oh, as for him, we got steady stitches because we wasn't.
So that is it. So and that is the man that we know. So and please, if you want to see beautiful football, forget. Remember the 2022 World Cup game where we played against South Korea, and the final 10 minutes we endured. We were sitting on tenterhooks. You are going to witness a lot under this coach.
Suffer ball.
So prepare for the suffer ball, but he's going to churn out results for you. If it works, if it doesn't work, your heart will be in fire or be on fire, and then you wait for your victories.
As for England, we know the scoreline.
What's the scoreline? All right,
don't mind him.
9:49. We'll go through your messages in a bit, but a few quick announcements. Now, if you want gadgets, quality gadgets at unbeatable prices, Sinclair Tech is the company you need to speak to. They are at Ashaleboche, and you can also look for them on Google Maps. Just look for Sinclair Tech, SINCLEAR Tech on Google Maps. You can call them 0549 462 550. Also send them a WhatsApp message. What do they have? The latest iPhones, Android phones, laptops, game consoles, TVs, all your must-have accessories. So my colleagues who are here, start contributing because me, I want a new phone for my birthday. Raymond, you are my coach. I want a new phone for my birthday. Have you heard?
Type of phone.
We'll discuss it later. When is your birthday actually?
My birthday is later this month.
Oh, I see. You're an April born. Oh.
Later this month.
Okay.
I want a V8.
You want a V8? Follow Sinclair Tech on social at Sinclair Tech _ Sinclair Tech, your trusted plug for all things tech. Sinclair Tech, elevate your life. Delish is at the University of Ghana poolside right behind the UG Stadium. They are serving breakfast, lunch, and supper. They've opened. So if you want breakfast, go there now. They have all kinds of wonderful meals. Jollof, ampesi, rice, chicken, grilled or fried, everything in between, plus great drinks as well. And the fun doesn't stop there because every Wednesday is karaoke. Every Friday is either game night or live band. Find them at the University of Ghana poolside behind the UG Stadium. Open Monday to Saturday, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. Sundays, 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. Delish restaurant, great food, great vibes every time. All right, let me go through some of your messages before we leave. This one is from King Cash from Kaswa. It says, Liverpool can turn things around at Anfield. Liverpool are hoping to turn around a 2-0 deficit from the first leg. Can they do that? Ray, can they? Kelvin, can they?
No, I told you, Liverpool are done. I mean,
they are done.
It's possible. Under the lights in Anfield, this is not going to be the first time. They've done it, time and time again. And even if you listen to Enrique, he said it's a trap. It's a trap for his team. It's actually a trap for his team. You look at the goals that they scored, and it was actually born out of brilliance, sheer brilliance. You look at that Desiree Doué goal, and then Kvaratskhelia brilliance at its peak. So what they are thinking of is to get an early goal, and when they get an early goal, then it means that the game will be wide open. And thankfully, this is the Champions League where the away goal rule does not count. So even if they win 3-1, it gets to extra time, and then they move on the tie. But it's going to be quite difficult because Enrique knowing how Liverpool can be stubborn at home. And you see Dembele and Doué and the likes, Kvaratskhelia, they actually want to make a statement. They want to make statements because they feel that they are not being spoken about like other players. Doué believes that, come on, I think Olise is getting more players. Lamine Yamal, I need to get there because last year I was there. Dembele thinks that, come on, I'm the world best.
Ballon d'Or.
I'm the world best.
Defending Ballon d'Or.
Exactly, I'm the world best. So why is it that so if you look at the intensity he's picked up in the last couple of games, it's great. And Kvaratskhelia thinks that he's been in the shadows so much, and he knows he's coming to the World Cup with his Georgia team, and he has to actually prove his worth. The difficulty.
It would have been fun to see him there. They missed out.
Yes, they missed out. So come to the World Cup. If I have no option to play, I need to make a statement. And that is why it's getting increasingly difficult. Marquinhos thinks that he's almost coming to the end of his era. So if he wins a second Champions League, that would be great for him.
It's a great way to walk away. Ray, quickly before I take
the only way PSG lose this game is if they go to Anfield and sit back. But knowing
they shouldn't.
Knowing this PSG team, they don't know how to sit back. They don't know how to sit back.
They'll go after Liverpool.
They'll go after you. And once the game is open end to end, Liverpool will score more. You understand? Because defensively, Liverpool are all over the place. PSG have a good mix in midfield.
Yeah.
Solid defense. Very sharp attack. They would not go to Anfield and defend. And they'll take their game to Liverpool.
Luis Enrique is no slouch of a coach. He can actually do some brilliant X and O's.
The next Man United coach.
Who says he's the next?
It's going to sit somewhere. Let me go through messages. Timothy Ahodosu from Oyarifa says that it seems 50% of Ghanaians don't really know what they want in a coach. We complain too much about everything. I personally think we should give the new coach all our support and pray for him to perform at the World Cup. Nino from Choco says, Coach Nimley and Raymond have said everything I want to say about Carlos Queiroz. My fear is the FA's influence, and he's asking what Benjamin Nassari has done to you.
But Nathan, Nassari is a fine goalkeeper.
Okay,
he's a fine goalkeeper. Okay. But I just think that at the level of the World Cup,
We need something different.
We need something different.
No problem. Albert from Bomso says, it's my wish Arsenal wins the Premier League and Champions League, though it won't be easy. Man City is on fire, but the hope is that for Arsenal fans and Kotoko Arsenal players, okay, the hope is that we, the Arsenal fans, and to Kotoko, the players should up their game. Okay, Albert from Bomso sent that particular one. Mello from Stomach Clinic Chop Bar. Hey, Ray, this one, please. Stomach Clinic Chop Bar. It says for Carlos Queiroz, I think we have to give him the benefits of the doubt. I'll blame the GFA any day. They've brought us this far. They should have sacked Otto long time ago. It says Barca for remontada tonight. Mayuka, who's listening to us from Accra Central, says the GFA has done their part in selecting a new head coach. I pray and hope he does well. We should support him and forget that whom you don't trust can put you to shame. All right. This one says, Ghanaians talk too much as if they are God. God, and who knows tomorrow? Kindly ask the third caller that he's stating that no European nation will appoint Queiroz. Kindly ask him, didn't he know that our coach once coached Portugal? I see. Interesting stuff. Raymond, so FIFA didn't appoint your paddy referee Suavis Iratunga for the referee Iratunga. Hey. This one says, Francis from Asafo says, even though I don't have a lot of expectations for the Black Stars, I still believe the GFA got the appointment right. Carlos Queiroz is the one who has enough experience and he commands so much respect. I wish him well. Thumbs up to the FA for being competent on this appointment. Very, very, very interesting. Jones says, we are sitting down quietly watching our coach for the next 2 months. Ghanaians will be holding on with their fire. I see. Thank you so much for that particular message. This one says, if he'll be the one to coach in the Mexico friendly, I don't think you have the full complement of the main squad. I feel it will be beneficial because we'll be able to see what he will likely implement with the main team. The challenge with the Mexico friendly is that it's outside the international window, so you won't even get the star players to be there. It will be Ghana Premier League players and under 23s.
You see, what I've heard about that Mexico,
that
Mexico friendly is that the Mexicans want to use that game as a morale booster.
I hear that they have plans of lashing Ghana.
They want to lash the Black Stars. To give confidence to the good people of Mexico that they are ready.
Let's be very careful over there. Kelvin from Dansoman says, the decision has positives and negatives. It could mean the FA will allow him to work independently. On the other hand, he hasn't coached the team in any of the matches. And with the World Cup approaching, there's little time to build something solid. Also, his achievements at national team level are not convincing, with the highlights being the second place with Egypt at an AFCON. Okay. Interesting comments there. This one is from Maluda from Abekan. Says, I'm not convinced about this appointment, but for one thing, I'm happy about the fact this man will bring the discipline that is missing in our team and hopefully make a mark. I see.
That's for discipline. There will be discipline.
Sports Messiah from
Carlos Queiroz, together with General Captain and Captain, there will be discipline.
Together with who?
Oh.
Who?
Carlos Queiroz. General Captain.
Who is the General Captain? Who is the General Captain? Who?
I don't know.
Who?
Carlos Queiroz. He's General Captain in the Black Stars.
Who?
Did you hear you?
Okay, all right. It's okay. I won't say anything.
Carlos Queiroz, General Captain. Captain. Don't be disciplined.
Okay, no problem. Sports Messiah from Amasaman says Carlos Queiroz will do a decent job at the World Cup. Let's support him. Hey, the Dede Ayu Army. 9:58. We are wrapping it up. What is the meaning of
Sporty FM?
This one, somebody says we are not talking about the ages of the Black Stars players. How do you know the average age of a Black Stars player is 36? Hey, babe, you can say things. Yeah?
With 36.
I don't know. That's what and the person, you see, the person didn't add their name
But the average age can be 36 because there are so many young boys in
the average age of the Black Stars cannot be 36.
I think only
this
Jordan
is relatively young.
Jordan Partey,
Benasari.
Yeah, Benasari.
Yeah. They are the only plus 30s. No. It's Jiku not plus 30.
Jiku 29?
Okay, he's pushing 30.
He could be 30. Yeah, he's pushing 30.
Yeah. All right. Before we leave, Delish Restaurant is saying that come and sit and enjoy breakfast, lunch, and supper or dinner. Where is there a difference between supper and dinner? We need to find out.
The same.
Are we sure?
Same and similar.
They are the University of Ghana poolside behind the UG Stadium. Call them on 054 080 0000 or 056 004 4444. That is for delivery. Find them on social at Delish Ghana on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. Delish Restaurant, great food, great vibes every time. If you want quality gadgets at unbeatable prices, your number one source is Sinclair Tech. And they are running a massive discount sale on all their items. Yes, everything. Valid up until the 18th of April. From the latest iPhones to Androids to laptops to game consoles, TVs, and all your must-have accessories. This is the perfect time to shop and save big. Visit them today at Ashalebotre. Call them 0549 462 550. Follow them on social at Sinclair Tech _ Sinclair Tech, your trusted plug for all things tech. Sinclair Tech, elevate your life. And we are elevating from our seats because the show has come to an end. Many shouts to my production team, Abigail Senasosu, Immortal, Naneki, and Angela. Shout outs to Fly. Emmanuel Ayamga gave us support in spirit. Rachel, I tell you what Ayamga is.
What's Ayamga?
Ayamga is enjoying.
Wait.
Ayamga, I'll tell you.
Oh,
he's somewhere in the. I'll tell you.
Emmanuel Ayamga.
Bro, Ngomo.
No more.
Kwe.
Me.
Bolly.
My own producer.
Your own guy.
Okay. Oh, then
But me, tell me, say it be some work assignment.
Okay.
But some small enjoyment on the side.
Okay, very important. Very important. So, but I've told him what to do anyway.
You've told him what to do.
I've told him to wait for the update.
Where he is, he'll get update.
That update.
That if it comes, he'll be happy. Shout outs to you, all our listeners. Many, many thanks for tuning in. We appreciate your time, your calls, your messages. Shout outs to my DJ Fidelis. This is the Sporty Breakfast. We are wrapping it up here. Keep your doors locked on Sporty 106.1 FM. There's the news at midday, Sporty Plug at 12:30, Sporty Drive at 4, and then European nights. Because tonight is Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona and Liverpool versus PSG in the UEFA Champions League. Woo! It will be fun. It will be exciting. Enjoy your day. Keep your doors locked on Sporty FM. We are the voice of sport. We'll catch you later. Have a wonderful day.